One song describes the attempted murder of Fulio's girlfriend.
Your girl got shot?
I started hearing my friend just scream.
While another described a fight between two rappers.
I had beat his ass in the mall.
One thing about the Jacksonville drill scene is that the music is rarely capped. These rappers sing it just like they live it. From police shootings to actual murders, nothing is off limits in their lyrics.
My blood little brother died on the scene.
The attempted murder of Fulio's family. First up is Spinabenz's track, I Don't Smoke Kendre, where he raps about people close to Fulio getting shot. These were Fulio's mom and girlfriend at the time. In the track, Spinabenz, an ATK affiliate, rapped, "This mama got shot and he's still tweaking. This got shot, cool. I know she leaving. They shot that finger off. She couldn't even tweet it." Although very little is known about Fulio's mom getting shot, gang members in Jacksonville know about the incident and have used it to diss Fulio over the years. In fact, the reason there's very little information is because Fulio's mom, Sandricus Mays, decided against going to the cops to report it. However, after Fulio died, she penned down a long emotional tribute on her Instagram, where she revealed some very disturbing details, including how she had been shot 8 times by her son's ops. "Rest in peace, son," Mays said at the start of her message. She then revealed that a documentary about her son's life story was in the works. The Real Life Story documentary coming soon. The story that only I can tell because I know the truths from the fakes. She also revealed that the beef in Jacksonville started a decade ago, and that she constantly begged Fulio to stay out of it. She even went after the women who were celebrating Fulio's death, yet were buying his music for their kids, and also had sons deep in the gang lifestyle. Even more shocking, she revealed that the beef had resulted in her being shot 8 times, but decided not to get the cops involved. This has been going on since 2014 to 2015. Some of these same women celebrating your death is some of the same women who looked up to me. The same women that was buying your CDs for their kids, let's not forget that. These same women's sons did the same thing you did. Went tit for tat on this drill music in which I never condoned. Ask where his mom. It starts from home. Them not knowing I stayed on you about this beef shit, cussed you out, begged you to take stuff down, and when I was shot 8 times, I spared their lives, even though mine was changed, she posted. And while Fulio's mom getting shot has only just surfaced, the incident where the rapper's ex-girlfriend, Boobin Bobby, was shot has been well documented.
Your girl got shot? Is that
My
right?
car got shut up.
Your car got shot and your girl was in the car, right?
Yeah, I wasn't in the car. She was driving the car.
Did she get hit?
Yeah, but she good though.
In 2020, the rivalry between Fulio and one of his fiercest ops, Lil Leaky, took a dark turn when Leaky allegedly tried to take out Fulio's girlfriend in a case of mistaken identity. On April 30th, Boobin Baby was heading to the gas station with her friend. They decided to take Fulio's car instead of hers, a decision that would have dire consequences. While they were stopped at an intersection, a shooter came by and started letting off shots. Boobin ducked down and tried to drive away while her friend was screaming in the passenger seat. Despite her efforts, Boobin ended up getting shot 3 times.
I started hearing my friend just scream, and out the corner of my eye, like I see her like body moving and like she's just going off. So then I looked out the window, and that's when I realized what was going on.
One bullet grazed her head, another got stuck in her knee, and the third bullet took off one of her fingers. The shooter was allegedly Lil Leaky, and his homie Spinabenz wasted no time dissing Fulio over the situation, hence the line about a finger that was shot off. The murder of Fulio. The next track is Young N Ace's Game Over, which has caused a lot of controversy. The track was released barely a week after rapper Julio Fulio was gunned down in Tampa as he was celebrating his birthday. Right from the start of the music video, it's clear that it's a Fulio diss as they brandish a bottle of Don Julio, which Ace takes a sip off before starting the song. While the song's intro is disrespectful enough, the lyrics are nothing short of evil. In fact, he literally explained what happened that morning Fulio was shot and killed. In the track, Ace raps, 5 in the morning, I got a call, what is this? Dead on the floor, dead on arrival, Mr. 6, I'm steady screaming out. The long, the 6'4" in the car and one of them dead, 3 got hit. First, Fulio was killed at around 5 in the morning. Apart from that, he references Mr. 6, a title that Fulio often used in his lyrics. This nickname is derived from the 6th block in Jacksonville, where Fulio hails from a territory apparently stretching from 45th and Moncrief up to Avenue B, with Fulio specifically hailing from the Hilltop Village apartment. Shockingly, Ace even describes the number of people who were in the car that got shot up, which is what is in the police report. And if you have any doubt that Ace was talking about Fulio's murder, he went. On to rap. Bullets through this windshield, can't miss him with this chopper. Well, the news was filled with Fulio's windshield riddled with bullets. A video of the shooting leaked online and it showed the killer running up to the car and firing bullets straight at the windshield as the car sped past. And to top it all off, Ace revealed why he took out his main op. And the went to that grave and took a picture. Ace raps. For anyone who doesn't know, Ace lost his brother and 2 best friends in a shooting, and Fulio went ahead to shoot a music video for the remix to the track When I See You at their gravesite while holding a picture of the 3 dead teens. Fulio beats up Lil Papa. The Jacksonville drill music doesn't only talk about murders and attempted murders, they also reference beatings dished out to ops. In the track Beatbox Remix, Fulio talks about beating up a fellow rapper at the mall. This was none other than Lil Papa. In the song, Fulio raps, "Caught a rapper at the mall, beat him real quick." This incident was actually caught on camera as Fulio and two of his affiliates ganged up on Lil Papa and beat him up inside a Foot Locker store. The beating went on till one of Lil Papa's homies showed up to back him up, and Fulio together with his goons ran away. Turns out Lil Papa and Fulio were actually close and even had songs together.
Another shocking thing you mentioned in the record was Lil Papa.
We got songs too. We got songs out on YouTube and shit. We got him, we fought, I beat his ass type shit. I had beat his ass and shit in the mall and shit. Me and my little cousin Coach had beat his ass in the mall and shit.
However, according to Fulio, Lil Papa had started sneak dissing him in his song.
Y'all don't hear the 1,000 sneak disses say to me, antagonize me and shit.
The murder of Javonta Robinson. Javonta Robinson, alias Vonta, was shot and killed in a setup robbery and his body dumped by his killers. Spinna Benz details the gruesome murder in his track I Don't Smoke Kendry where he raps. Vonta got pushed out the car, so he rolled easy. The events leading up to the tragic shooting of Javonte Robinson and Roy Hunter began on a seemingly ordinary Saturday afternoon. It was January 27, 2017 in Nashwood Park Apartments. Located in the 1000 block of North DuPont Avenue, 18-year-old Javonte Robinson and his 20-year-old friend, Roy Hunter, arrived at the Nashwood Park Apartments in a sleek black Infiniti. On this particular day, they had plans to meet with an acquaintance who was already waiting for them at the complex. The man, whose identity remains unknown, was seated in the back seat of the car as Javonte and Roy pulled into the parking lot. The trio appeared to be engaged in a casual conversation. As they talked, the man in the back seat eventually decided to step out of the vehicle. He walked toward a breezeway at the complex, leaving Javonte and Roy alone in the car. Unknown to them, two suspects were already in the vicinity, watching and waiting for the right moment to strike. These individuals, later identified as Jevin Wilson, Terrence Rainey, and Byron Berkeley, were all 16 years old. Their young ages belied the cold and calculated nature of their actions. The suspects had covered their faces with bandanas, a clear indication that they intended to carry out a premeditated attack. As the man from the back seat walked away, the suspects saw their opportunity. They approached the black Infiniti with a sense of purpose, their intentions clear. The tranquility of the afternoon was shattered as they opened fire on the vehicle, their bullets piercing the windows and striking both Javonte and Roy. The attack was swift and brutal, leaving little time for the victims to react or defend themselves. The suspects, showing no remorse, pulled the injured victims out of the car and sped away in the stolen vehicle. Their actions were captured on surveillance cameras, providing crucial evidence for the investigation that would follow. The black Infiniti was later recovered in the 300 block of Rio Vista Drive, abandoned and bearing the scars of the violent encounter. Inside the vehicle, investigators found evidence that would help piece together the events of that fateful afternoon. The community, meanwhile, was left grappling with the sudden and senseless loss of Javonte Robinson and the critical injuries sustained by Roy Hunter. As the investigation unfolded, the details of the suspect's actions prior to the shooting began to emerge. It became clear that this was not a random act of violence, but a targeted attack. The police launched an intensive investigation into the shooting, determined to bring the perpetrators to justice. The surveillance footage from the complex provided crucial evidence, capturing images of the suspects with their faces partially hidden by bandanas. Witnesses who had seen the events unfold were interviewed, and the police worked tirelessly to piece together the sequence of events that led to the tragic shooting. The breakthrough in the case came when the suspects were identified as Jevin Wilson, Terrence Rainey, and Byron Berkeley, all 16 years old. The young ages of the suspects were a shocking revelation, highlighting the tragic reality of youth involved in violent crime. The police moved swiftly to apprehend the suspects, ensuring that they would face the consequences of their actions. Terrence Rainey was the first to be arrested, taken into custody overnight at his home on Tisdall Drive. The arrest was a significant step forward in the investigation, providing a sense of relief to a community still grappling with the trauma of the shooting. The following Monday, Byron Berkeley was arrested at Cone Alternative School, where he was a student. The final arrest came when Jevin Wilson was taken into custody at his residence, completing the trio of suspects responsible for the heinous crime. The charges brought against the suspects were severe, reflecting the gravity of their actions. Jevin Wilson, Terrence Rainey, and Byron Berkeley were charged with criminal homicide and especially aggravated robbery. The killing of Kendra Alston, In the same track, I Don't Smoke Kendra, Spinabence also talks about the killing of Kendra Alston, who was not killed by his ops, but by cops. In the song, he raps, Kendra got smoked by the police. On March 19th, 2015, in northwest Jacksonville, the tranquility of the neighborhood was shattered when a resident noticed something unusual. Two armed men were seen driving in and out of the Hilltop Cemetery in a 2013 Nissan Altima. The sight of armed individuals in a cemetery was enough to raise alarms, and the resident promptly reported the suspicious activity to the police. The Nissan Altima in question had been reported stolen, adding another layer of urgency to the situation. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office quickly dispatched officers to the scene, among them Sergeant John Nobles. Nobles was a seasoned officer with years of experience on the force. He was known for his dedication to duty and his ability to handle high-pressure situations. Little did he know that this routine call would soon escalate into a life-or-death encounter. Around 2 p.m., Nobles spotted the stolen Altima in the cemetery. According to the state attorney's review, he initially saw the vehicle on a dead-end street. Nobles immediately radioed for backup, aware that he was dealing with armed suspects. As he waited for reinforcements, he observed the two men getting into the Altima. The suspects, realizing they had been spotted, attempted to flee. They narrowly missed ramming Nobles' car as they sped off, with Nobles in hot pursuit. The chase led them onto a nearby dirt road where the Altima fishtailed and crashed into a tree. The impact was severe, pinning the passenger door against the tree and trapping the suspects inside. Nobles stopped just behind the wrecked car, his heart pounding as he prepared for what might come next. As he got out of his vehicle, the suspects emerged from the driver's side, guns in hand. The passenger threw his loaded gun toward the wrecked car, while Kendra Alston pointed his loaded gun directly at Nobles. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. Nobles, fearing for his life, had to make a split-second decision. According to the review, Alston did not fire his weapon, but continued to point it at Nobles as he ran. Nobles fired twice at Alston, but it remains unclear if he hit either suspect. The two men split up, and Nobles decided to pursue Alston, who ignored commands to stop and continued to point his gun at the officer. The chase ended near the corner of a house. Police reports state that Nobles saw Alston crouching and then turning toward him. However, the state attorney's review mentioned that Alston stood up from behind a parked car while facing Nobles. In that split second, Nobles made the decision to fire, resulting in the death of Kendra Alston. Kendra's arrest record painted a troubling picture. He had been involved in burglary, grand theft, resisting an officer without violence, and criminal mischief. Police found Alston's gun along the path where he'd run. The gun had been stolen in 2012. Police later displayed a picture of Alston posing with a gun on the day of the shooting and later posted it on Facebook. The murder of Bibby. In the track 400 Shots, Young and Ace raps about murder of one of the youngest Jacksonville gangsters, which gained a lot of media attention because Ace and his gang, ATK, continued to torment his family even after he was dead. This is none other than 16-year-old Adrian Gaynor Jr., alias Bibby. In the song Ace raps, he get the chances to see 18, that died a little boy. Bibby was only 16 years old when he met his death. He was a student at Grand Park High School, met a distressing fate in an incident that left the city grappling with questions and a family in profound grief. The death hurt Fulio so much that he released a song in his honor. On February 25th, 2019, at the Hilltop Village Apartments parking lot on West 45th Street, Bibby was found lifeless, the victim of multiple gunshot wounds. The area around the gazebo, where he had been spending time, was littered with dozens of shell casings from a rifle, tracing the path of his desperate attempt to escape his assailant. Witnesses reported the teenager being chased down. They saw Bibby fall and was struck by bullets as he tried to shield his head with his hands in a futile effort to protect himself. According to the arrest warrant, it was Hakeem Robinson, alias K-So, an ATK affiliate, who, in a cold-blooded act, approached Bibby and shot him at close range in the back of the head, even as the young teen continued to try to defend himself. The arrest warrant also revealed that K-So had taken to social media after Bibby's death, posting several photos and videos where he appeared to be bragging about Bibby's murder. This brazen display of disregard for human life added another layer of horror to the case and further inflamed the community's grief and anger. And it seems K-So and his gang did more than brag about their hit on Bibby. As it turns out, they went as far as to disrespect his grave and dissed his relatives every chance they got.
They tore up his grave, they spit on his grave, they urinated on his grave, they made fun of our rallies or whatever, they made fun of us marching, they mocked us every chance that they got.
But Bibby wasn't a saint either. As it turns out, he was active in the streets while still a teenager. In fact, before he died, he had already killed one op. This was confirmed by Fulio in the track Bibby's Story, where he raps, like Lord, he was 16 with a body on his belt. The murder of Corbin Johnson. This next song described one of the worst murders in the Jacksonville gang war. On the track Beatbox Remix, Fulio describes the gruesome kidnapping and murder of Corbin Odell Johnson.
This man got kidnapped, bro. This man got his kidnapped. Like, real deal, lost and found type shit.
On the track, Foolio raps, Corbin got kidnapped, they found his bones, he was rotten. On July 11th, 2018, the vibrant 18-year-old FaceTimed his friends at 4 in the afternoon. Little did they know, this would be the last time they would see Corbin alive. Corbin had told his friends he was at Amazon for a job interview and was awaiting a ride. His father, Corey Mormon, recounted dropping his son off for another job interview with UPS at 5 in the afternoon, only to pick him up 45 minutes later. He later drove Corbin to his mother's residence on Biscayne Bay Circle at 8 in the evening. His mother would later report that the last time she saw her son was at 9:30 that night. The clock ticked on, and the following morning at 8:45, Corey sent a text message to his son, which would go unanswered, setting off alarm bells in his father's heart. By 6:30 in the evening on July 13th, the family's concern had escalated to action, and they officially reported Corbin missing. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office began their investigation, but never made any progress. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into a year of agonizing uncertainty. As the first anniversary of Corbin's disappearance approached, the family planned a memorial at Riverside's Memorial Park, but fate had written a different ending to Corbin's story. On the evening of July 11th, 2019, a man clearing land off Utsey Road made a shocking discovery. Corbin's skeleton was found, wrapped and buried, bringing a tragic end to the search. KTA's head, Honcho, Foolio, was all up on Instagram making fun of Corbin after the discovery was made.
And Corbin, they let Corbin get kidnapped, man. That crazy, man. The Corbin. Got this stupid kidnapped. They found bones. Getting kidnapped like a little baby. Like a little boy.
Although Corbin Johnson's murder rocked the city, this next one is also among the most bloody and gruesome murders in the beef. The triple homicide. The track When I See You by Foolio, which is a remix to Fantasia's song, is among the most viewed songs to come out of the Jacksonville drill scene. Foolio was responding to his Ops hit song, Who I Smoke, which also went viral. Foolio's response diss track was so brutal that only he showed his face in the music video. Even the production crew for the song didn't tag themselves on the song since they knew this would come back to bite them. In the track, Foolio raps, went out to eat on his birthday, 4 shot, 3 dead in the worst way. On a warm summer evening in 2018, Young and Ace was out to celebrate a special occasion. That day, June 5th, marked the birthday of his younger brother, Trayvon Bullard, and the night was meant to be a joyous gathering. Alongside them were close friends Royale Devon Smith Jr. and Jacoby Deshad Groover. The group chose a local favorite spot for the birthday dinner, a place where laughter and music filled the air, and the worries of the outside world seemed to melt away. As the evening progressed, the tight-knit group enjoyed the camaraderie and the celebration of life. Little did they know that the night would take an unimaginable turn. After the dinner, the 4 young men left the venue and settled into their Chevrolet, ready to continue their night elsewhere. But as they pulled away, the unexpected horror unfolded in mere seconds. A car, seemingly out of nowhere, approached their vehicle and stopped beside Ace's door. Without warning or provocation, the night air was pierced by the sound of gunfire. The Chevrolet became a target as it was showered with bullets in a relentless attack. Young and Ace, amidst the chaos, made a split-second decision fueled by instinct and brotherly love. He leaned over in a desperate attempt to shield his friend in the driver's seat, risking his own life in the process.
They followed me at a red light. My blood little brother died on the scene.
You got shot 8 times in this, and somehow you're the only one who survived.
Tragically, his efforts were in vain, and the driver, along with 2 other passengers, succumbed to their injuries. Only Ace survived. The drill scene in Jacksonville is the real deal. From kidnappings to murders, these rappers document their lives in their music. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.